And one thing I've heard multiple times since that verdict was read, these folks saying that's what you get when you have an all-white jury. Obviously, that's been talked about a lot. We know there was not a single black person being represented in that jury.
I don't know if you guys are like me. Those of you that are black, you want to be logical. You really want to move past the point of race, as asinine as that sounds. And then you read the comment sections of these larger platforms like a Fox News, CNN, etc. And you read these commenters' opinions. I'm just going to leave it there. But it's hard not to get aroused racially speaking, and understanding as much as you want to move on and not talk about race and pretend that you're not black, you're just a human being, an American citizen. Man, these motherfuckers tell you who they are and who you are every day. And I get it, it's just the internet. But I'm almost willing to bet you these are the feelings of a lot of people that pretend race really doesn't matter. Let's start this show.
If it's love, I want everything. Touch my soul, touch my heart, don't judge my mental. They told me that life is simple, been real since Papa Pimple. I started out in the Renault Sonata, the presidential. Speak once and listen twice. They told me that less is simple.
You don't know how anybody's feeling. You know what I'm saying? And it's not, this is a no-win situation on either side. You have a child that is not going to be here anymore. God bless his family. And to the family who's going through this situation with their son, it's unfortunate.
Wow. Wow. I'm saying wow for a multitude of reasons, but ladies and gentlemen, Karmelo Anthony has been found guilty of murder. Him being found guilty is not what's surprising. I felt like he was going to be found guilty, but there were a number of charges the jury could have chosen to find him guilty of. Not second degree, not manslaughter, but the top charge of murder? I want you guys to listen to the Court TV panel when they just found out Karmelo was found guilty of murder.
They will start to get this information momentarily, and if we could keep that camera up on the outside there, because it'll just be a matter of seconds before this crowd reacts.
Wow.
There's a live look outside the courthouse as people have gathered. Again, if you're just joining us, Karmelo Anthony has been found guilty of murder, the top charge in this case, after just 3 hours of deliberation. Sonny, but besides wow, which a lot of us are feeling, thoughts?
I was not expecting the top charge. I really was thinking that they would see manslaughter, still guilty, but manslaughter, different sentencing, but guilty of murder. So, that's heavy.
Wow.
And I hope everyone just...
You can see the...
This is dumb.
Yeah.
What is dumb, Michael?
I'm sorry, Ted. This is just dumb. This is stupid. I can't believe that this jury came back in 3 hours with guilty. I'm totally stunned. On top of that, this judge as well, not letting cameras in the courtroom. I mean, good job. Good job, Your Honor. Really, really, really good job. You handled it really, really well. You have this community that's about to get lit on fire. You don't allow cameras to go into a courtroom. The community already believes that this kid is being railroaded. And then look at what happened. Your jury came back within 3 hours for a guilty verdict for a kid who used a 4-inch knife one time, didn't use it multiple times. Was it wrong? Yes. But was it murder, like beyond a reasonable doubt? No. And was it murder beyond a reasonable doubt within 3 hours? Absolutely.
Now, these are reactions from law professionals. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm ignoring the fact that there is somebody dead here and there was somebody, Karmelo, that stabbed someone. But the minutia between all of this was simply, I'm sorry to say, the young man went into a tent it was raining. Austin and his brother, and throughout the trial, I heard other people confronted Karmelo. I wish there was better coping skills. I wish that there were no ego factor where Karmelo just said, you know what, I'm gonna get out of Dodge, man. Y'all can have this tent, I get wet. But it doesn't always work like that with young people, right? Because if Karmelo should have had better coping skills, maybe Austin and his brother and their friends, white friends, should have had better resolution skills as well. Look, Karmelo clearly is guilty of stabbing Austin. That's neither here nor there. He's guilty of it. It's the charge that they allowed to be an option that I don't think anybody dealing with law would have thought the jury would have came back and chose the top charge. Now, there were no black people on that jury, so Karmelo was not represented at all in this jury.
And one thing I've heard multiple times since that verdict was read, you know, these folks saying that's what you get when you have an all-white jury. Obviously, that's been talked about a lot. We know there was not a single black person being represented in that jury. So it looks like two gentlemen are yelling back and forth right now. There are children here. Notice the gentleman in the cowboy hat. Law enforcement is here. But Connell, so much emotion, boiling. It is hot. Tensions obviously flaring up.
But I'm just surprised that they chose the top charge. I thought maybe manslaughter, you choose the top charge of murder. And this is what I was afraid of. You know, I heard some people saying, well, he did have a jury of his peers because there were some minorities there. Folks, the minorities that were there, I think a Mexican, 2 Asians, and an Indian. If you think a Mexican, Asian, and Indian is a jury of my peers, you have another thing coming to you. I am a black man, or even if you're a black woman, these other racist nationalities do not represent us at all. And I'll take it a step further. These people, I've been saying for years, look at us more like criminals, more than other white folks do. I live in Florida, so it's a hotbed, and I'm telling you this. So, yeah. Unfortunately, Karmelo was not represented by a jury of his peers. And that's the only spot that I see that he could have a chance of appealing successfully. But until then, yeah, life ruined, man. I'm not going to ignore the fact that another life is ruined because the young man is dead. Again, I was not on the side that said Karmelo should have gotten off scotch-free. I'm a parent. Lord knows how I would feel if somebody stabbed my child because of an altercation over words. But we have to keep in mind, these were two 17-year-olds, man. You think their reasoning skills is like me and yours? Shit, there's adults that I know that don't know how to properly conduct themselves, but you expect 17-year-olds in retrospect to do the right thing? I'll tell you one thing for sure, man. The jury definitely gives credence to the term the fix is in. The fix was in, y'all. I pray to God you guys don't go hooping and hollering out there, destroying stuff. It's the South. This ain't Minnesota like George Floyd and the rest of them folks over there. This is the South. You know what's up. So I implore y'all to handle this appropriately. But damn, I ain't mad at no black folks or white folks being upset about this, because there are white folks that are surprised that Karmelo was charged the top charge of murder. I am MESCHAC. Thank you for tuning in to Reset with MESCHAC, man. Man, this entire justice system needs a reset, y'all, man. Let me meet you in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. But goddamn, they don't look at our boys. By the way, Karmelo did this crime as a juvenile. They waited till he was 18 to indict him. You don't get that privilege as a juvenile to be charged as such in the South. Because I live here in Florida, I can tell you this. You're going to be charged as an adult. And 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get the top charge of murder, not manslaughter, not second degree. It's a damn shame, man, honestly.